much of a difference does it make entering the property from this part?
I know, we've actually got an entryway. When it came to the front of the house, fair to say it needed a bit of work. It was very old, very dated, very weathered. So we just had to be smart about how we restored it.
Get the facade, you know, the new gables put in.
Yeah.
Well, the old new gables.
Yeah.
To make it look a bit more original because it seemed to be that they've taken a lot of the originality out.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, we can put it back in. Once it's painted, it'll look amazing, back to its original beauty.
Rather than just painting the brickwork, we actually had a beautiful renderer come. And let me tell you that Gus was an absolute champion. He saw it like a work of art, and he spent a couple of weeks here hand rendering the front of the house. Gus is like an artist, I've decided. Aren't you?
Well, I love it.
Yes, you are. You are. He actually exists. This is my husband Dan, who has avoided being on camera for the whole project, who has had no say whatsoever in the renovation.
I gave my wife a lot of poetic licence inside, so I thought perhaps I could have more of a say outside.
So you used to enter from this old concrete driveway and scoot across. In fact, I think we had some slate pavers.
Yes.
They were gorgeous. Once we got the beautiful Corinthian double doors in, I realised that we needed something quite grand to walk up to. We got these beautiful, massive Euro pavers in a charcoal from Adbri Masonry, and we put those in, and then we actually did a matching driveway.
So when we got to the driveway, we did want to continue that sort of traditional theme, that very sort of formal garden. So we've got the framework of a ficus hedge on one side, box hedge on the other side, and we thought that it worked really well with the Adbri pavers.
Because we already had the concrete slab, we can just put them over the top. So just to lift the driveway that looks pretty old and dingy. Dan is really particular about his lawn. It was put in probably about 6 weeks ago, but I'm still not allowed to walk on it. So he expects me to get out of the car with the kids, with the school bags, with the laptop, and I have to walk out down the driveway at the front of the house. And I'm so scared now, because of course I walk on it, that I do a different path every time because I'm so scared that my feet are going to flatten it. We wanted to make sure that there was a real flow between the outside and the inside. For those that want to know, we used Milton Moon, which is the same as the kitchen, on the external. And we teamed that with a natural white, which is a bit of a softer white, and then tea house for the fence. When we first got this house, it had a fence that was about this high. The bricks were falling down, and I think it was one of the best moments where we literally got the sledgehammer and the boys knocked it down.
It's quite a modern fence for the style of home that you have, but it all fits together so well.
All the greenery against that sort of dark charcoal just seems to work. I think some great advice that our builders gave us was that you didn't need to change all of the weatherboards. They cherry-picked all the really bad warped weatherboards and pulled those out. Overall, once it was painted, it sort of gave a very fresh look without replacing the whole lot.
How cute is the shed looking?
Top Notch have painted, and they've also painted all the inside for the kids.
No way.
Yes, so they've actually sprayed the floor even. And we got a doorbell today, and we got chalkboard paint, and I've been told it's Annabelle and Harvey's clubhouse, I think from Mickey Mouse. Remember the early days where we stepped out?
I know, there was such a big drop right here, but only for just a short...
I know, just to about here. I'm almost forgetting what it was like, and we stepped down, but then we had to step back up again. We decided to put the deck in, obviously, to overcome that issue, and we've gone a little bit wider just to make it a more useful space.
I think keeping it at the one level too, you've done that really well by positioning the deck at the same level as your floor inside as well.
Lucky for me, walking the kids to school every day, I stumbled across rock and stone, and we found lots and lots of different beautiful pots and a massive big planter that sits in the centre of the table that I've filled with probably 20 plants.
One thing that I think you've done really well is bringing the indoors outside with your choice of dining table out there, and just the way that you've chosen the colours for the garage.
Thank you.
The decking, timber, it all just flows so beautifully.
Do you think it's my obsessive personality coming out?
Maybe just a bit.
Maybe. I contemplated going to something in a natural tone, but then I was like, so predictable. Why not add with the chairs another shade of grey?
Yeah,
Why not?
why not? I'm so glad you decided to keep the tree in the decking.
Yeah, I'm so glad too. For those that follow us on Instagram, you've probably seen, took a bit of convincing to Mr. Neat Dan, who couldn't quite get his head around building a deck around that tree. I was sort of thinking that it would be great for the kids to ride their bikes just straight through, but it's almost become like a game, the obstacle that they love to go around. And I think, you know, sitting down with a coffee on a Saturday morning while the kids have a play in the back garden, it's actually really useful. And we've actually put some Crompton lights down the side, so at night we always have them turned on, because even through Harvey's bedroom you just see this beautiful light out into the garden.
My mum was very much a green thumb, and we've always had very sort of elegant, formal, sort of Paul Bangay-ish sort of style gardens.
I wish.
Which we've set the framework up for.
Really the garden is quite simple. We've got a beautiful maple tree that we've put in the front. It's like the minute it went in, the minute the house felt finished.